So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at how do I get that JPEG that I've now scanned from the Document Center. How do I now edit that so that it fits inside of my reading comprehension test in Google Form? So here is that email that I got from myself. And here I can see that it gives it a name, but I see that it's a JPEG. I'm going to go ahead and download this file. And I'm going to download this to a place in my Google Drive that I've set up ahead of time. I would suggest doing the same thing, some place that you can save all of these reading comprehension images, both the scanned documents and the ones that you have edited or cropped down. So I just created a folder here, and I'm going to go ahead and just save this to this folder. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to go to pixlr.com/editor. And this is a free online photo editing program that allows you to do some really cool things. But in our case, we're just simply going to crop that image so it just includes the text that we're going to use in that form. So I'm going to open an image from my computer, and then I'm going to navigate into my drive, and I'm going to find that image that I had just saved. And in my case, I saved it to that Playground PDF to images. So that image is sitting right here. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And I can see that it has all of this extra stuff that I really don't want. What I want is just this paragraph of text. And then you can choose to include the title or not. I'm going to go ahead and include it in this example. So I'm going to choose this option right here, and that's going to be my crop tool. And I'm just simply going to click and drag a rectangle that's going to then encompass the chunk of text that I want to include. And one of the things that I like about this program is if I didn't have my rectangle that was the correct size, I can go ahead and resize that before I choose to accept that crop size. So I think that works for me. Gives me a little bit of extra room on the edges. I'm going to go ahead and include the title. You can or can choose to exclude that if you want. And then once I have my crop area selected, I can go ahead and just hit the Enter key, and then that will go ahead and crop it. And you'll say, well, this looks kind of blurry. Well, right now, even at 200 dpi, which is what I had the copier set at, the image itself is relatively large. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in at 100%, and that's what that text looks like. So it doesn't make a difference of what I can see and what I can't see here. Ultimately, when I put this in my Google form, it's going to fit to the correct width of my form. So now I have this image cropped. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and choose to save this, File and Save. And here's where I'm actually going to give it a name. So I know when I'm in my Google form and I go to insert my image, I know what the image is that I'm looking for. And I'm going to call this Mysterious Mars paragraph. And then quality of 80% is just fine. When I go ahead and hit OK, it's going to ask me where I want to save this. And it's going to default to the same place that my scanned image was. And I'm just going to go ahead and save that there. But because I have a name, I know what I'm looking for when I get to my Google form. So now I've saved this paragraph of text. Now, just for sake of time, I've already started a Google form. And I just simply gave it a title. I inserted last name as a short answer. I inserted first name as a short answer. And then what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and place that image here before I start inserting all of the questions that I want inside of this assessment. So I'm going to come to this piece right here, and I'm going to go ahead and add an image. And I can go to my drive, and then I'm going to go ahead and navigate to my image. Or I could also choose recent, and because this is the most recent thing that I have saved there, it's going to show up first. That's just a little time saver there. So I'm going to go ahead and select it. And you'll see that I now have that paragraph shows up the same way that it does on that document, shows up as a nice clean image inside of my form that I can use for my assessment. So it has all the paragraph indents. And it does have the title because I did leave this on the cropped image. If I wanted to just simply crop that paragraph text, I could put the image title here, but I don't want to duplicate it. So I'll show you what this looks like, what students would see if I click on this little preview button here. Right now, this is what students would see when they take a look at that assessment. So they have that text there. If I wanted to crop that out, I could put that image title there, and then that image title would show up right here. So there you go. I think that should be a fairly easy way to crop that paragraph text from a document that you had scanned from the Document Center.